Welcome to the Center Change Management demonstration. As mentioned in the Center literature and throughout this website, Center is a web-based system with a zero footprint on the user's workstation and is built using an n-tier architecture where the database backend is MS SQL. The middle tier, containing the business logic, is composed of COM objects, and the user interface makes use of active server pages. Center is in its fourth rewrite, and all new subsystems are coded in .NET. We log in and enter the home screen. The dashboard informs us of issued and pending change requests, open service records, workflow actions, and action items from meetings. As all are links, selecting any will take us to the actual record. Change management can be initiated from multiple center points. We can review change requests from the home page by following the links. We can initiate a change request from an incident, a request fulfillment, or an event, and we can assign a change request to an asset configuration item or to a problem record. Alternatively, we can enter change management and issue a new change request. Although we have not coded our particular philosophy on change management into the system, our view is that change requests should be issued only for asset configuration items. If not, change management may be overloaded with a multitude of data, some or most of questionable value. This brings to mind our views on the definition of configuration item. From our perspective, a CI is any organizational asset whose uncontrolled change can cause harm to the project or the organization's mission. Center configuration management permits any asset to be defined as a configuration item, and in that context, it is up to the organization to create its own definitions. As we enter change management, we are given the options of creating a new change request, search for an existing change request, and for reviewing change and risk assessments. We select Search and enter the ID 365. We now view a change request related to a service record. We follow the link and arrive at a request fulfillment 141817. We return to the change request and review the details. We see that a workflow has not been initiated. We review the category, change type, and change authority fields. These are table-driven selections and can be defined by an organization as applicable. We see that the desired completion date is April 30th, 2009, and we review the contents of the change in the proposed change text field. We move on to the justification for the change in the text field below and to the root cause. The rightmost column contains an action item summary, and at the bottom of the record, the track changes text field records all changes to the record by logged user, date, time, and field. Above, we see the summary of the record, including the issuer, the status, approvals, and the relevant dates. We return to the top of the screen and review the submenu options. We select the affected departments and see that IT support has been selected. The manager of this organization will receive an automated notification informing him or her of this change request upon the saving of this record. We move on to the affected contracts and see that contract 5236-000 is affected by this change request. The relevant contact manager will also receive an automated notification upon the saving of the record. The menu selection change analysis may contain additional data regarding this record, but is not a mandatory field. The same goes for the process areas, which contain all supported CMMI, ITIL, and ISO standards, processes, and relevant clauses. Here the user has selected those areas that are addressed by the change request. Assessments is a menu selection which enables the user to classify the change request in terms of risk, cost reduction, revenue enhancement, and compliance with a best practice. The reason why process areas and assessments are important is because they are used to establish continual improvement, assess the financial value of the changes, and demonstrate to external auditors and appraisers of the commitment and progress of the organization and best practices. In post-implementation review, we enter verification that the change request has indeed served its intended purpose, if it has. And in configuration items, we identify the CIs that are subject to this change request. We return to the main change management menu and we select graphs and change assessments. We enter the time period of a year and press continue. We see that 33.33% of our requests were related to revenue enhancements, 25.3% to cost reduction, and 41.7% to compliance with best practices. In risk assessments, we establish and measure the reasons for issuing changes to mitigate risk. We enter the same dates and see that change requests were issued equally to mitigate risk to quality, finance, and to reputation. This concludes the change management presentation. Thank you for your time and patience. For a copy of this transcript and other change management related documents, please visit www.itgonline.com and select the Document Control menu option, where documents can be read or downloaded in PDF format. If you have any questions or need additional information, see the contact information listed in the Contact Us section of this website.